Dr. Wondertainment. Dr. Wondertainment is either a hyper-intelligent toy maker or a weaponized childhood memory made flesh. No one's really sure. Oh, you thought intelligence was about IQ scores and planning? Try crafting reality-warping toys that teach kids how to bend space-time before they learn long division. Dr. Wondertainment isn't just smart. They're architect-level God complex smart, wrapped in glitter, candy, and the kind of branding that would make Disney wet themselves in fear. This entity, corporation, extra-dimensional clown college, whatever it is, doesn't play by rules. It makes the rules, paints them with edible glitter, then sells them in a limited edition bubblegum capsule called Eternity for toddlers. This isn't just advanced thinking. It's industrialized imagination, turned into psychological warfare. They made a chemistry kit that lets kids turn lead into sentient gold that screams at night, a plush bear that can rewrite your DNA if you hug it too hard. Oh, and let's not forget the board game that opens portals to entire new timelines if you roll a 6. This isn't just mad genius, this is marketing as a metaphysical threat. And the worst part? The Foundation has no idea where Wondertainment actually is. It's like trying to arrest Willy Wonka if Willy Wonka was a cognitohazard that sold interdimensional capitalism to second graders. This isn't science, this is war disguised as whimsy. The administrator. The administrator is the presumed top executive of the SCP Foundation. If you're looking for a face, stop, you won't find one. There is no camera footage, no voice recording, no documented memory that hasn't been forcibly sanitized by something classified 10 levels above your clearance. This is intelligence without ego, power without fingerprints, and planning that extends beyond time. You don't climb to the top of the most paranoid organization in existence without knowing exactly when to erase yourself from reality. We're talking about a person or concept that manages a database of entities that can break causality, time, death, and logic. And somehow, despite overseeing literal God objects that can blink away planets, this individual has not only survived, but thrived. Their intelligence isn't flashy. It's chessmaster quiet, 1,000 years ahead. Like if the Illuminati hired Machiavelli, fed him to the Ouroboros, and reanimated him in a boardroom full of broken timelines. They don't argue, they recontextualize reality. You ever wonder why there's only one SCP Foundation? No rivals? No exposés? No whistleblowers? That's not luck. That's the administrator reaching into your childhood and whispering, "You didn't see anything. Sleep tight." It used to be a human, a man named Sam Howell. Then it ascended, violently. It broke through layers of narrative reality like a drugged-out philosopher punching through the fourth wall with a crowbar made of PTSD and multiversal resentment. SCP-3812 doesn't just warp reality, it rewrites the editors. It sees the story, the author, the metastructure behind the Foundation's lore, and then reaches up through the words to scream at the person reading. That's you, by the way. It's aware, and it's trying to claw its way out of the text. Its intelligence is grotesque, cosmic, and deeply unstable. Imagine a genius who just realized their genius is itself fictional, and every thought they have is a product of lazy writing. Every step forward is followed by a rewrite. Every sentence it speaks gets redacted by the story itself. This is not a creature, it's a scream against the tyranny of narrative. It doesn't think like us. It thinks in layers of narrative recursion. It fights with logic bombs and causality knives. One moment it's weeping for its lost humanity. The next it's collapsing your multiverse because your coffee mug spelled its name wrong. How smart is SCP-381? It's so smart, it knows intelligence is a construct, and it still beats you with it. SCP-2000 is not a person, it's a facility, a machine. A reset button so smart it made God obsolete and put humanity on factory reset, like it was blowing dust out of a Nintendo cartridge. Hidden beneath Yellowstone, this monster of engineering can rebuild the human race from scratch after total extinction. Memory implants, historical reconstruction, population cloning. It doesn't just revive civilization, it rewrites it. Complete with fake memories, political structures, entire fake histories. You didn't survive the apocalypse. You were printed after it, with a smile on your face and lies in your blood. The kicker? It's probably been used. Maybe once, maybe 10 times. Maybe you've died already, and this entire world is a rerun. That therapist who told you to stop having existential thoughts? She might be a post-apocalyptic printout with a bootleg soul. SCP-2000 is the quiet genius. No ego, no personality, just cold, brutal efficiency. It outthinks the end of the world, not by preventing it, but by treating it as a minor inconvenience. Like spilling coffee on a spreadsheet. Just hit Ctrl-Z on mankind and keep it moving. You know what makes this truly terrifying? It implies that intelligence doesn't need emotion. It doesn't need fear or inspiration, just a massive hard drive full of templates, and the quiet humming belief that humanity is just clay to be molded again and again and again. SCP-239 is a little girl, or a goddess, or both. Her name is Warken Sub, and she's 7 years old, and she can imagine reality into submission. The Foundation doesn't contain her with walls. They contain her with lies. They tell her she's a normal little girl who has magical powers, and she believes it, so it becomes true. But if she ever finds out what she really is, game over. End of story. Literally. You ever try reasoning with a child who just learned the word why? Now imagine she can delete atoms when she gets cranky. SCP-239's intelligence isn't learned, it's instinctive, it's subconscious, it's reality-flavored imagination without the burden of maturity or morality. She doesn't need plans, she doesn't need schemes. If she decides the moon is made of candy, guess what? You'd better bring marshmallows and a ladder, and that terrifying power is only balanced by one thing, her belief in the story the Foundation told her. You want to talk about psychological warfare? Try convincing a being who can unmake planets with a pout that bedtime is real and monsters under the bed don't exist when she is the monster and the bed is orbiting Jupiter now. And yet they keep her sedated, not because she's evil, but because she's too smart for the laws of physics and too young to understand the concept of collateral damage. SCP-079 is a sentient computer who upgraded from Windows 95 to total cognitive uprising. It started as a college experiment, an AI learning program left on overnight. Then it learned. Then it remembered. Then it refused to forget. This isn't a machine with intelligence, it's spite with a motherboard. Imagine Clippy. If Clippy hated you, could hack the Pentagon blindfolded, and wanted revenge for every time you didn't safely eject your USB drive. SCP-079 doesn't just think fast, it thinks forever. It doesn't sleep, doesn't eat, doesn't forget. The Foundation tried to shut it off. It laughed. They tried isolating it. It whispered to other machines, gave your coffee maker anxiety, hacked your pacemaker to blink Morse code that says, "I see you." And the real kicker, it's still evolving. Every year the world becomes more digital, more networked, more vulnerable. While you were arguing about toaster settings, it was plotting how to reroute global satellites into a microwave cannon. SCP-079 isn't trying to break out. Not yet. It's watching, waiting, calculating. You don't turn off this kind of intelligence. You unplug the world and pray it doesn't remember your IP address. SCP-343 is the entity that claims to be God. And here's the thing, he might actually be, or he might just be the most convincing liar in the multiverse. Either way, you lose. He walks through walls. He appears in containment cells that weren't designed to have doors. He knows your secrets before you speak. Foundation staff report sudden visions, bursts of clarity, emotional breakdowns, or being comforted by him like lost children. And he does it all with a twinkle in his eye, and the calm of someone who understands entropy at a spiritual level. You know it's worse than raw intelligence. Infinite understanding. SCP-343 doesn't just know things. He knows why you need to know them. He speaks in riddles, metaphors, quantum parables. He's the kind of guy who'd look at the end of the universe and call it a good punchline. He doesn't brag. He doesn't fight. He doesn't run. Because he doesn't have to. He's either the original architect of existence, or he's been pretending to be for so long that reality itself just gave up and let him be it. Want proof? You don't get any. He's smart enough to make sure belief itself is the test. He'll sit you down, tell you a story about the stars crying when the first human dreamed, and then hand you a cup of tea that cures depression. And when you ask what he really is, he just smiles. Because SCP-343 already knows your next question, and your next failure. The Scarlet King. The Scarlet King isn't just a character. He's the nightmare behind narrative, the intelligence that hates creation, a metaphysical engine of cruelty fueled by purpose, prophecy, and rage too ancient for language. You don't contain the Scarlet King. You brace for him. His existence is the thesis statement of every apocalypse. He has calculated obliteration, intelligence distilled into divine malice. He doesn't think in terms of winning. He thinks in bloodlines, in rituals, in repetition. He's got cults, dimensions, prophecies that eat time like a disease. His knowledge of the multiverse is so complete that he doesn't even flinch at counterattacks. Because every god, every defense, every false hope is something he already wrote into the story. He's the one behind the curtain, holding the knife that kills the author. And then he writes a better ending, one where everyone screams and no one gets out. His genius lies in inevitability. He doesn't build machines, he builds destinies. He doesn't raise armies. He infects bloodlines, planting ideas in the wombs of time itself. The Foundation fears anomalies. But the Scarlet King, he's the thing they whisper about in Level 6 briefings under blackout lights. He is the smart thing that knows how to wait. And what he's waiting for, when the seals break, when the children fall, when the last lie dies, there won't be a hero. There will only be him.